Hello and good morning on this beautiful sunlit day here in Orange County, California. My name is Tamara McClure and I'll be your moderator for today's session. My guest today is Brad Winsow, and if you're watching this, you're most likely aware that Brad has recently declared his intention to seek the Democratic nomination to run in the 2016 general election for the job of President of the United States. Full disclosure here, I am being paid for this event. I'm not a professional journalist, and the interview format we've chosen for today was simply what fit best for the back and forth order of the questions. Brad and I have reviewed the questions beforehand, but I've not heard any of the answers. And a key function for me today is to interject any follow-up questions as I see fit to illuminate or clarify any particular answer. So Brad, and I think we're trying to be informal here, would you care to say a few words?
Very good. Thank you, Tamara. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'd like to start off by quickly acknowledging everyone's participation today. Tamara, thank you for being here. Our video team coming in from LA, never an easy trip. I have Victor and Don, who are former business associates of me and have signed on for various technical tasks working with me today. Thank you guys very much for being here. And we are here at the beautiful Summit House restaurant and event venue. Sits high atop the hill at State College. It's one of my favorite places in Orange County. And in some of the shots, as you look over our shoulder, you'll see the San Bernardino mountain range that's actually featured on the front side of our website. So we begin.
Okay, first question right out of the box. President of the United States, not exactly a typical project to engage in, usually reserved for folks in the political bubble sphere. You're not a governor, ex-senator, not a member of the House of Representatives. So a reasonable question would be to ask you to speak to your qualifications for the job.
Qualifications? I agreed to that question?
Actually, shown here is page 1, question 1.
Okay. Yes, it probably should be. Okay, so I'll do this, and I've actually run this over in my head a couple of times. Comes out different each time. We'll speak to qualifications, and I'll bring Hillary Clinton in right away. In her 2014 book tour, Hillary Clinton was asked about the coincidence of a possibility of a general election between a Clinton and a Bush and the deja vu all over again thing. And Hillary Clinton's answer was the correct one, and she responded, "It's a free country. Anyone can run," end quote. So although I know we have a predisposition to elect people who have already been president, the truth of the matter is anybody can run. Great example is Ross Perot, private citizen, stepped into the political arena for the very first time, and even through kind of like a dysfunctional campaign, ended up with about 18% of the vote. So we'll go to the Constitution really quickly. Article 2, Section 1, Paragraph 5 talks about the specific true qualifications to be president. You must be a natural-born citizen, you must have lived in the country for 14 years, and you have to be at least 35 years old. So on all three of those qualifications, I meet them, and so I'm running.
Okay, but not everybody who may be technically qualified to be president will be able to run a successful campaign or be effective in the job of president.
Right. I mean, beyond, to your point, beyond the basic qualifications, the logical question is who is likely to win the political contest and actually be president, and how effective will that person be? To that, I would say we have an absolutely stellar system in this country for selecting a president, and that's called the person that runs the best campaign wins. So Barack Obama won the 2008 presidential election. He didn't win over John McCain because he had more experience. I mean, Obama had a run in the Illinois State Senate and then 2 years in the U.S. Senate. John McCain at the time, I think, had about 80 years in the U.S. Senate, or something like that. Obama won because by every single judgment he ran a letter-perfect campaign, and that's the sign that the person is going to be run an excellent presidential administration. So I would say judge me by the campaign that I'll run, and we'll see how that goes.
So beyond that, what skills would you bring to the campaign and potentially the job of president?
Well, first off, my main skill is I am an idea person. That's got to be the bumper sticker of who I am at my core inner self. My profession, 34 years, I've been an IT person, which is information technology, and at the DNA level of that job is really solutions. IT gets called in to fix the problems, fix the leaks, find the waste. It's a pretty cool job, and it's not all about numbers. I mean, at the end, we're probably going to throw some technology at it, write some code, and that'll do the fix. But on the front side is the analysis of what the problem is, what evolutionary change caused this to happen, and we'll do all of the options that might help, and then we'll pick the best one, apply that fix to the solution, and work our way forward from there.
And so you're saying this IT, what I'm going to call the IT mindset, this IT view of the world would help?
Yes.
What would you offer as some examples of that?
Well, the president has to make a lot of decisions. I'm not trying to highlight anyone's mistakes, because all presidents have them. But looking at the current presidency, which is the one we're most familiar with, I could talk to where I think an IT mindset would help. We won't do Snowden because that's got IT written all over it, you know, the whole NSA thing. We'll do the Obamacare rollout, and we'll do the VA mess. So talking about the Obamacare website rollout, I think there's 2.5 million people in just the executive branch of the federal government, or something like that. I mean, it's difficult to believe that they couldn't have carved out 300,000 people to test the Obamacare website prior to rollout. So that would be, every IT person knows that when you put stress on a system like that, it's going to crumble, if it's going to crumble at all. Someone in the room knew that, but they weren't high enough up to stop that rollout from going, essentially to stop the disaster. With a IT person in the chair at the head of the table, you're not going to have that problem. And I want to be sensitive here, because on the VA thing, some deaths were involved. But on the VA thing, there was a compensation structure that tied compensation to wait times. Well, anytime that happens, the numbers are going to be fixed and exaggerated. But you try to install systems that mitigate that. I can't go to Chick-fil-A that I get to the drive-thru and they hand me a receipt that says you can get a free chicken sandwich, just log into this website and give your opinion. We've got the email address of every single person that leaves the service and enters the VA system. Just make an offer to them, incentivize them to log in and give us their opinion of what their current service is. That would have shown on the books over here. We've got one official tally of people are waiting, you know, like for 2 months maximum, and the survey says, well, no, we're waiting like 6-7 months. So that's where an IT mindset would come in. You've got to actually do the numbers and see that everybody is being honest in that situation. So that's it.
You know, the president has to make a lot of decisions.
Right. I mean, this is part of the case I'm going to make on the campaign trail. Look, with 35 years in IT, lengthy career in management, I think I can probably sit at the head of a table and listen to 5 highly intelligent people say we should just bomb that house in Abbottabad, and listen to 5 other, literally, truly geniuses on the other side of the table say, no, we should send in SEAL Team 6. I think given the extremely high quality options that are being offered in that, I think I could probably make that decision. Now, again, I don't want to say that the president's an easy job, okay? But I do know it's a complicated one, but I feel that there are a great many other Americans who could also sit in that chair and make that decision. And a lot of those aren't even named Clinton or Bush. So I think that type of decision-making process is more related to how much risk you're willing to accept for the reward that you will get in the end.
So Brad, are you fully prepared for this?
No, I don't really think so. I have doubts. Everybody has doubts. I'm just a regular guy of modest income. I don't think there's any among us who are 100% confident of anything that we do, least of all me. I am in this. I am in this all the way. I'm going to get everything that I've got. I am an ex-scout den leader, and I'll paraphrase the scout motto is I am going to do my best to do my duty to serve my country, and it continues to be my hope that at the end of the day that will carry us.
As a guess, your prediction, how do you think this will go?
Difficult to see the future is. I think a lot of this will depend on luck, and when you're in politics, luck always implies the media. I think if the media blogosphere thing takes a look at this and they see a solution to the dysfunction, they see a credible candidate, a path forward, that I might do well. I think just a small amount of attention from the mainstream media could be a total game changer for the campaign. And I think those questions, those trajectory type questions, will probably be resolved fairly early.
And with that, being as you're paying for this microphone, I believe you get a closing statement.
Langston Hughes, who lived in the early to middle part of the last century, once said, "I have discovered in life that there is a way of getting to almost anywhere you want to go, if you really want to go there." I think I probably added a couple of words there. The motto of this campaign is, things could be different if you really want them to be. So the meaning of that is that the public house could make a difference in our government. It could make it more accountable, more responsible. It could absolutely happen. There's nothing impossible in that thinking. It can happen if that's what you really wanted to happen. That doesn't mean we're looking for somebody to go out and hang yard signs or any of that. Just believing that it can happen will make a difference. It's a true statement. In the end, getting this amendment passed is nothing more than getting a couple of hundred politicians to sign a piece of paper. This can happen. It is our mission in the campaign to get people to believe it can happen. I'm optimistic and hopeful and highly confident that it will happen. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me ramble on today, and I'm appreciative of your time. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Brad. And I'll just echo that appreciation for the viewers' time. A program note, there are 2 additional interview sessions which have not yet been scheduled. One is on more general domestic issues and one on foreign policy. Speaking for the entire team here today, we look forward to those events. This is Tamara McClure from North Orange County. We thank you for your time.